Hi, this is Chris Howard, host of Plugged In with Chris Howard. BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for all your sports betting action. BetOnline has more ways to stay in on the action with the latest odds, news, scores, even live in-game betting while the games are being played. With the largest selection of odds on everything from Major League Baseball, NHL, and UFC, and professional golf, BetOnline remains the number one source for all your sports wagering info. In between games, head over to the BetOnline's casino with all the top Vegas-style games, including poker and live casino. BetOnline, the game starts here.
Are you feeling stuck in your career or lacking employment at the moment? Experiencing symptoms of job dissatisfaction? You might be suffering from a common condition known as career stagnation. But don't worry, there's a solution. Monster.com. Monster.com offers a comprehensive suite of career-boosting tools designed just for you. Our free resume review and AI interview prep tool will help you stand out from the crowd. Need more guidance? Dive into our career advice articles for expert tips and insights. And don't forget to check out our salary tools to ensure you're getting paid what you're worth. Side effects may include a new job, increased confidence, and a brighter future. Consult Monster.com today and take the first step towards your new career. Ready for your next job opportunity? Visit Monster.com now.
It's not only the hottest spot in LA, but it's selling the coolest must-have accessory. And while it may seem like it's the new kid on the block, its origins actually go back almost 60 years when the founders sold bags of rice and beans out of their apartment. But it was the arrival of the pandemic in 2020, along with an onslaught of viral posts from social media influencers and its celebrity collaborations that sent the brand into the stratosphere. Joining the ranks of the Hollywood sign and Walk of Fame as a tourist selfie destination, it's the only place in town where you can get a $30 bag of ice, a $200 canvas tote, and of course, the most important purchase of all, the $19 photo-ready Hailey Bieber strawberry glazed skin smoothie for everyone on your feed to drool over. So for all of these delicious reasons, and because it is quite possibly the most expensive grocery store in the country, that's why this week's On Brand is on Erewhon.
We're all jazzed up, nearly having a cow. You want your favorite show, and it's on right now. It's on Brand.
Welcome to On Brand with John and Marissa.
Hey, I'm John.
Hey, I'm Marissa.
Okay, so you've just learned what we're doing.
Erewhon.
Erewhon. Now, it kind of drives me crazy because like a month ago, I was driving through Silver Lake and there was a brand new big Erewhon billboard. And I was like, oh, I want to do Erewhon. And then like a week later, someone mentioned Erewhon around us and you were like, ooh, that'd be a good brand. And I was like, maybe hold off on that because I knew that
This is a great one for you. I don't see you off the bat as an Erewhon customer.
I had never been to Erewhon, so I'm going to throw this out there. This has also kind of been a collab project. So
what?
Two people have helped me with this episode.
Oh my God.
Both friends of the pod.
Hailey Bieber.
I reached out to the Biebers. No, Terry Hatcher.
Love it.
Friend of the pod. She shops at Erewhon, and you can buy several things at Erewhon that come in glass jars because, of course, you can. And if you take those glass jars back, you get $3. So she gave me all her jars to help me reduce my bill.
It really knocks a few buckaroos off the $70 jar of almonds.
You have no literally, I bought a jar of cookies and a hot meal, and it was $43 with the jars. It would have been like $70.
Believable.
And then our dear friend Caitlin, who, is a celebrity chef, has cooked for everyone in Hollywood, basically. She met me at Erewhon on Friday and walked me through it.
Oh, actually, I wish I got to go.
Dude, she would have, she is so desperate to be your friend. She sent me here with a care package of Erewhon goodies for us to try during the show.
Wow, this is
because she
huge.
just thought it would be fun,
and
because I think basically she wants to be your friend. So
when I was so John just showed up with an Erewhon paper grocery bag. When I was in, I don't want to say elementary school. That sounds, I think it was middle school. If I had to bring a project to school that I had to put in a bag, I was really conscious of what bag I put it in. And I remember some girls, they would even put their school project in a Victoria's Secret bag.
Oh my God.
To just emit a little bit of sex appeal to the other 13-year-olds as they're pulling out their little diorama of a volcano. And I wonder if an Erewhon bag would have some like status in a school.
Probably. It is definitely like, it's crazy what that store has become, especially now that I know the whole story. I didn't know it going into it.
I know nothing, and I've never been in one.
Perfect. I was like, maybe I should go on a field trip with Marissa, but I feel like I've experienced it enough. And I was going to bring you a smoothie. I have had the Hailey Bieber smoothie now, the $19 smoothie. And I also want to start the show with that. I'm going to try so hard not to make this a show just about pricing, but with someone like me who is like, I mean, I'll spend money. Like I'm not, obviously, we know I'll spend money, but I'm also frugal with certain things. Like food, I care less about, especially like grocery store. Like I don't want to spend $200 in a grocery store.
A $30 bag of ice, that's real.
$30 bag of ice.
And it's just ice?
It's like, I think it's already shaped like a ball. Like I think it's like they've done a step, but still. That's everything, wild. When I learned at Erewhon, anything you pick up, guess how much it's going to be, knowing that it's expensive, and then double it. And that's what they've settled on for the price point. Wow. I mean, you pick up I'm not even kidding. You pick up a container of like cut watermelon, it'll be $43. Like it's.
But that's like more than a restaurant. Like this doesn't make sense. Like for ingredients, why are we paying that much for ingredients?
I know. I'll say my hot meal, it was like carne asada, broccolini, and cream corn. That was $43. Like I said, taking money off from Terry's jars. And it was like, fine. It was good. But it was like restaurant price. Like it should be like, I feel like I could get maybe better food for less at some restaurants.
And you're eating it off a paper tray with like a compostable fork.
Yeah, but it is like, the packaging is nice. Okay. And it's like, I mean, it's like pros and cons. I'm not against this brand. I'm not 100%. I'm kind of in the middle.
Well, we'll explore at the end. We'll see who it's on brand for. This is exciting. I don't know if they're everywhere, but I know that it's like an LA thing. And I've heard that what you mentioned, that people come to LA as tourists and they go to Erewhon and they have the smoothie and it's probably like, they have no incentive to lower prices because that's probably like part of the appeal is you go and you buy, an $18 banana. And it's like, I don't know. It's kind of the fun of it. It's like Vegas.
Keep that thought in mind about how they feel about their pricing. That's how I'm going to end this show with the founder's final thought.
Okay.
But yeah, I will say, when I went there Friday with Caitlin, she bought the smoothie and it's pretty. And I was trying to take a picture of myself outside with it where you could see the Erewhon sign without anyone realizing it. Because 80% of the people are all out there like holding their, like taking selfies.
Really? Are they really?
That's all anyone's doing.
Store?
In the store, outside of the store. Like it is, I'm not kidding. It's an Instagram destination.
You know who would love this is Andy Warhol. Because it's like heighten something like the grocery store to where it is now, an art museum. This is Andy Warhol.
This is his dream. It's what the soup cans are.
Yes.
Though they would never sell Campbell's soup cans.
Certainly not.
Though they do sell Rayo's spaghetti sauce, which is owned by Campbell.
Honey, go to Costco. Get a 2-pack for $7.99.
If I'm going to buy Rayo's, I want it to be $44. For the exact same thing. That's the other thing. That's my other thought on this. I had heard about Erewhon for so long. It's shown up in my TikTok so much. Like, I don't know what I expected going into it, but once I was in there for 10 or 15 minutes, I'm like, this is a grocery store. Like, it is a grocery store.
Like, do they have, like, Cheerios?
No, but you're in a building that sells food. Part of it is, it's kind of like being in like a Bristol Farms, probably how Whole Foods was in the beginning before Amazon took it. Like, there's definitely some, like, what's it called?
Apples?
Store brands. Like, no, there's no apples. There's like store brands that are expensive or whatever. Like, but there is also some normal stuff. But I think the normal stuff has to meet certain like health qualifications.
I see. So they have like Pop-Tarts, but it's like poop tarts.
Oh, God. Really? That was terrible. Okay, so before we get in the show, before I show you what Caitlin sent for us to all try, there may be a dark chocolate bar in there for you. Here's something that I've been wanting to ask you for a while, and we just haven't gotten around to it. And it did not happen here, but it happens to me a lot at Albertsons, which is a grocery store, Trader Joe's, obviously a grocery store. How do you handle people that are outside of the store wanting something from you? People that want you to sign a clipboard, pay, like save a dog, like any of the people that want you.
Sir, save a dog, save one dog.
I'm in a hurry. I can't. So
this dog's hungry. Give the dog a bone.
Okay, that was pretty good. Sure, here's $4. Do you have a plan? Like, do you think about it? Do you talk to them? Do you engage? Do you try not to make eye contact?
I do not ignore because I think I know. At some point, I learned that these people don't actually work for the like the charity itself. They're just like hired shills.
I thought you were going to say, because I've learned these people don't matter.
They don't matter. I used to think that it was like, if it was somebody for the Save a Dog Foundation, that it was somebody whose like life was personally affected by like dog saving. And then now I know that it's just kind of like a temp agency basically,
Yeah.
where you get like just assigned. So they don't necessarily represent the cause. So I'll be respectful and I'll say, sorry, not today. Thank you. Good luck. I
Okay.
wish them luck on their endeavor.
I feel that's a great, simple way to handle it.
Okay. What does John do?
Okay. So if I see them, I usually spot them from my car.
Uh-huh.
And then I give myself
God.
like a,
What's hard about this? Just say good luck, no thank you, and move on.
I just want to get my popsicles, my whatever, get in and
It's
out.
hard to look like you have empty pockets at Erewhon if somebody's soliciting. I'll tell you what. Because
Yeah.
they know you say,
Oh.
sorry, I'm a little strapped for cash right now. I don't have a buck for the children.
Sorry, just spent $30 on ice. Next time. No, so I have for a while now have fake conversations on my phone.
Okay.
And so it has become, I've done it enough now that the conversation is almost always the same.
Okay.
It's
Okay, let's act it out. Okay.
no, I'm not going
Act it out.
No, I'm not good at that.
Sir, have a minute to save the whales? Bring up your phone. Do your acting.
I can't do it. Like I can't act it
Sir,
out.
the
No.
whales, they're drowning. They're drowning.
It's something along the lines of yeah, no, I don't know. The doctor said mom's medicines might be a little wonky, so we probably have to like talk to the pharmacy. It's always about my mom's medicines because I'm like they can't get mad at that. I'm like
Wait. The medicine's wonky?
Well, we're still trying to figure out the right dosage.
Okay.
So he said she may be on the wrong dosage. I don't know.
Uh-huh.
Did you check to see if there's a prescription that
Okay,
needs
so
to be
it's
picked
like
up?
it's a sibling conversation about mom's pills.
Yes, always. It starts from the car and doesn't end until I'm in the store, or it starts from right when I'm walking out until I get back in my car. So for a good part, I mean, they don't care. These people don't care.
don't care.
I could just be like, literally be like, F off, and they would probably not say anything. I'm walking down the sidewalk of the street.
Blocks and blocks.
A
You're
block.
saying, well, I want to talk to the doctor. If it's not working out, then we need to switch to a different. No, generic is not okay because the formulation is different. They say it is, but it's not.
You wouldn't take generic. Why would we ever give that to mom? This is our mother. Have you ever thought about that? Like, she has feelings. So, yeah, it's a little insane. So,
That is insane.
the last time this came up, I was at Trader Joe's, and I told the cashier that I do this, and she was exactly like you just did. She's like, I have to see this. She's like, you have to start the conversation from my cash register before you go out. So,
Oh boy. Well, that's fine. I'd be curious out to our listeners what their strategy is to deal with the grocery store solicitor.
yeah, if anyone has, if anyone cares at all but me, it's like that's how far I'm willing to go to not. I mean, more than like I'm not going to do the thing they want. Like I don't like to sign things without knowing more
Sure.
about it. I don't give money without like I would have to research it.
Yeah.
I just don't want to. I'm just there to get a couple of things.
Save the dog on your own time.
Save the dog on your own time. Okay, so as I said, our dear friend Caitlin sent us some food. So I'm going to pull it out. I don't know. I'll just show you what she sent us with. So this is the thing I brought. So these
my
are these
God.
chocolate almond biscottis that I had one at Terry's house, and it was so good. I don't even think I'm a biscotti person, but I was like, this is really good. And then I saw this from Erewhon. I don't think I knew when I ate it.
Wow.
And she said these are one of her favorite things. She knows like a baker, and it's one of their favorite things.
So
It's
these
just-
are all house made. I'm assuming they're house made because they come in these jars instead of like a wrapper.
Who knows? It could be like Starbucks.
You think
where
they're like Noni's biscottis that somebody unwraps and puts in a jar?
I don't
Biscotti
put-
from Costco.
I don't put anything past anybody at this point.
You know, if it's Terry approved, it's good enough for me.
Absolutely. This is how dumb I am with the process of Erewhon. So these were $11.
Okay.
And on the jar it says, but $3 for the jar. So in my head, I was like, oh, that's not that bad. They're like $8.
Yeah.
So then I ring them up. They're $14. They add $3 on it, and then you get the $3 back.
Uh-huh.
See, rich people probably don't even notice
They're not
that.
even thinking about it. $3 is like nothing. They won't even bend down to pick up $3 on the street.
No, but I will. I'm going to like go hunting for these jars all over town.
Hang out outside Gwyneth Paltrow's dumpster.
Speaking of Perfect segue.
Wow.
Speaking of Gwyneth Paltrow, according to Caitlin, this spirulina artisan popcorn was a Goop employee favorite.
Oh, fun. So they would have this in the break room.
They would have this in the break room. I'm sure
fun.
when Gwyneth was pissed off and storming through, she would grab a handful and throw it in her mouth.
So in the break room, did they get free Erewhon, I wonder? Because that would be like, what a perk that would be. Just like free expensive popcorn.
That's a great question. I doubt it.
You think everyone had to shove a few bucks in like a big jar for the popcorn fund?
I mean, there was probably an Erewhon close by and everyone just grabbed their own thing.
Sounds so luxurious.
Now, another thing she picked out, it looks like kind of like a healthy Twizzler. I feel like this is a brand maybe I've seen elsewhere.
Yes, I've had that brand before. They sell it at like Target and Whole Foods. And that bothers me because a fancy store will be selling exactly the same product for like 3 times as much. Whereas the biscotti, ideally, that's an Erewhon exclusive.
Yeah, I agree. And then what she really wanted us to have, and I have snuck a couple of these already.
Okay.
Maybe you've had them. The $21 strawberries. These are called Harry Berries.
Oh, I have seen those at a little boutique grocery store in our neighborhood. And I think it was $17 for that.
That's what she said. She said at farmers market and stuff, they'll still be like $17 or $18.
I am gobsmacked. How good can they possibly be?
I cut them all and cleaned them before I came over here, and I gotta say, they're pretty good.
It's summer. Strawberries are good now. Like
Vaughn's strawberries are not good. I'm telling you, they're not like this.
Wow.
I mean, they're good.
This is how like Kendall Jenner lives.
This is like trash to her, probably. It's good. I would pay $8 for these. Okay, she's shoving them in her mouth like there's no tomorrow. She's already eaten 3. You've eaten $14 worth of... Oh, she won't stop. What are you making a smoothie in your stomach?
They are very good.
Right?
They're very good.
And they're like a fun size. They almost seem to me like what, if you were to go pick strawberries, this is what they'd be like. Because they're smaller, and the seeds, I don't know, there's something about them. I do really like
about
them.
Ooh,
I can't imagine buying them.
This is what happens. Mama gets a little taste of the good life. It's hard to go back. It's hard to go back.
I did have a $21. See, I hate saying the price of everything, but I just will. A $21. Another thing that was recommended me to...
Do you think people are going to think we're cheap if we keep referencing the price of everything?
I mean... Terry told me a story when she was at Erewhon of someone returning like a pasta they bought from the hot menu because they didn't pay attention when they were ringing it up. And she got to her car and looked at a receipt and it was $37 for like a scoop of pasta and something else from the hot bar. And she's like, I can't afford this. So she took it back. And I think the woman was like, I can't either. And they gave her money back.
Wow. That's a trick you could use is eat like 95% of something and then show up and go, I can't afford this.
Oh, I wouldn't do that. But yeah, these strawberries are good. I just go on Harry Berry sample day. Well, we'll enjoy these. So a big thank you to Terry and Caitlin for
thank you, Terry. Thank you, Caitlin.
helping
Hope
put this show
doing
together.
Erewhon proud.
The new NBA and MLB season is in full swing, and BetOnline has you covered with the best odds and biggest promotions and live in-game betting on all your favorite teams. Head to BetOnline today to stay updated on all the action. BetOnline, the game starts here.
If you're looking to streamline your audio advertising buys and maximize your revenue, look no further than Triton Digital's programmatic audio advertising exchange, A2X. The private exchange consists of only licensed broadcasters and top-tier internet radio publishers, assuring the quality inventory and brand safety you can trust. Visit www.tritondigital.com to learn more.
All right, so we've tried a few things now. You've had the biscotti, you've had the strawberries, you've had the popcorn. You're trying the chocolate, the dark chocolate now. What are our thoughts?
John, I must get rich as soon as possible.
The on-brand Patreon will be launching tonight.
Because once I've had a taste of these strawberries,
I want all of these freaks to help me
this
support my habit.
biscotti, this popcorn, this chocolate, there is no going back.
I mean, I do think, like, when I work a lot and I have money coming in, you kind of spend money in a different way than when you're really needing to, like, be more conservative. Like, I felt like I ate out a lot more and stuff. If I had the income that could support this, I could see going there.
Sure.
I'm just I'm a price looker. Like, I rarely will just pick something up and buy it. I need to know how much it costs. I need to know if it's on sale. Am I getting the best deal?
And you think of, like, anything in terms of how many vinyl records it is.
So,
like, those strawberries, that's, like, one vinyl record.
Those strawberries are a signed CD.
Yeah, that's rough.
I'd rather have a signed CD.
Those biscottis is a signed Arnold Schwarzenegger book.
You wish. That would be like 3 jars. So, yeah, it's like, I was kind of thinking of Erewhon. It's almost to me like And I've talked about this before, like a museum gift shop. It's like, oh, you're finding all of these like cooler versions of normal things that are expensive and you want them, but are you willing to spend the money? I'm willing to buy maybe like 2 things. I'm not doing I'm not decorating my house at the museum gift shop.
Well, what is the size of the carts here? Like, because a Costco cart is like a double wide.
That's funny. I didn't even see carts. And I know Caitlin said something about, did we have it? We must have had a cart.
You could not fill a cart here. It would be like your mortgage.
No, I know. That's what I told her, because her sister, she'll go to Vaughn's and her cart will be like busting. And I was like, I would love to know how much just a full cart. But you know what we were saying would be great is if they did, what was that game show? Grocery shop.
Supermarket sweep
at Erewhon.
Oh, that would be fun. Netflix series hosted by Hailey Bieber.
Oh my God.
I mean,
keep it out. Cut this out. Don't let anyone hear this idea. If I see that air, I'm going to be pissed.
It's actually like a really good idea.
Erewhon would never give into it. Like
they'd never slum it on streaming.
They'd nickel and dime Netflix for whatever was in the cart. I was also thinking I thought about this grocery store in too many terms, but it also kind of reminds me of Lady Gaga in the sense that I now, like, and you're about to learn it, the history. When they started, they were so granola. Like they were like the Get the Carob raisins, the stuff that's just what health food stores were back in the day. It kind of reminds me when Lady Gaga was Stephanie and she's just like this girl. And then all of a sudden, man, they are just like these rock stars out there in pop culture.
The glitz and the glamour.
The glitz and the glam. I mean, those smoothies, I'm not a smoothie boy, but I had the Hailey Bieber smoothie. To me, it just tastes like a banana strawberry smoothie, but it was pretty.
Did it have like powders and potions in it?
There's like 11 or 12 or 14
so you couldn't like make it at home for $2.
You
it has
could
its own stuff.
Definitely make it at home. Caitlin was like, you can make all these at home. I saw a TikTok of a kid that he's like, I bought 3 of the smoothies. Let's go through them. And then basically he's like, banana, banana, banana. Like they're all banana. You can make them pretty. And we'll get to them. We'll get to the
Okay. Tell me the history.
Okay, so just first real quick for people that don't know what Erewhon is, like we've said.
Somebody's this far in there like, what do they keep talking about?
Well, some people might not. It is literally a grocery store. There's only 10 of them. They're all in Southern California.
There's no reason why anybody who doesn't live here should know about a grocery store in California. I know. You're right.
That's why I'm curious if it's become big enough where it's like In-N-Out or Skyline Chili. Like if it's one of those like regional brands that a bunch of people know about. It has definitely gone viral on social media. So I'm curious out there when they watch this, I'm very curious about this week's Insta Egg too, because it may be something that they won't guess because they just don't know the store.
Good point.
So this year, New York Times referred to Erewhon as the unofficial hangout for the young, beautiful, and bored.
Oh, poetry. Gorgeous.
Can I just tell you real quick on the word boredom? Several years ago, maybe 10, 15 years ago, and I cannot remember where I heard it. It might have been online or somewhere, but someone said only boring people get bored. I don't think I have said I'm bored since that day. Like I refuse. It goes to anytime I don't even think about being bored now. There's always something to do. But when someone's like, I'm bored, I'm like,
You're like, have you downloaded TikTok?
Yeah, TikTok is an activity.
Exactly.
That's why my screen time is up.
You haven't been bored since, and your screen time has never been higher.
Your screen time is now 23 hours a day. Okay, so yeah, it's a grocery store. And I want you to picture it. It's not like your Kroger. It's not your H-E-B. It's not your, what's that?
Publix.
Buc-ee's that everyone wants us to do. It's not Publix. These places are like, they're like going into like a West Elm. They're like going into a CB2. And we'll get into the whole like thought process, which is actually kind of cool, of the interior and the exterior and all that. Like I went to one today in Pasadena, which is You
went to a second Erewhon?
I did.
Oh my God.
That's why I know. I'm tired. I'm running around like a crazy person. I went, because the first one that Caitlin and I went to is the Silver Lake one. It is the smallest one.
Oh, okay.
And Pasadena is the biggest one. So I kind of wanted to see the range.
You wanted to see tip to tail.
Tip to tail. So I'm sure you get the gist. They sell like trendy supplements like sea moss gel and lion mane mushrooms. Wow. They've got very beautiful, clean hot bar. The food, it's all presented very well. I will say in Silver Lake there was a fly flying around in it.
Ooh,
but it's right,
I love that.
It's right by an open door. So we're kind of like, it's just like,
stay on top of that.
That's just part of it.
Okay.
Al's pissed. Just so you know, if I all of a sudden start to talk really fast, it's because I have too many notes and Al's pissed and he just glares at me because he wants me to get done with the show. I kept doing this thing where I was like, but what is Erewhon? And then I say a thing and I'm like, but what is Erewhon really? And I did it like 3 times. So I'm going to cut that down. And when it gets to what is it really, honestly, where we're at now, it's a vibe. It's a theme. It's a status symbol. It's a hangout. It's aspiration and inspiration.
I love this.
That's what Erewhon is.
It kind of feels like a physical embodiment space of Instagram. The part of Instagram that I get is all this kind of like wellness inside of Instagram too. It's all like the new supplement, the new smoothie, the new greens powder. That's like the ads I get. And I'm imagining if I could peel apart my phone and crawl inside, I imagine I would emerge in an Erewhon.
I love how different our feeds are because I get like shirtless boys, I get like young kids dancing, I get a lot of like Taylor Swift and youthful things.
I'm getting like vitamins so your bones don't creak.
All right, so like I said, Erewhon actually started a long time ago. So let's go back to 1966.
Ooh, yeah, I'm feeling kind of like the 60s hippie. I'm like Sprouts, Carob, that kind of like hippie early vegan health food.
Mm-hmm. In Boston, Massachusetts, we've got this Japanese couple that moved to America. And there's a bunch of names in here that I tried to figure out how to say them. I may say things wrong if the family's listening. I apologize.
The family's listening. Assume best intent.
Okay, so we have Michio and Aveline Cucci. And they've been called like the pioneers of the modern health food movement.
Wow, cool.
So Erewhon is their brainchild. They're living in Boston. They can't find like healthy organic food. They're very deep in the macrobiotics lifestyle.
Oh, okay, yes.
Right?
This feels very dated, macrobiotics.
Right?
Yeah.
I didn't know a bunch about it. So
you can't eat a red bell pepper.
Oh, you can't eat a potato.
Nightshades.
There's a lot of things you can eat, I have learned. I'm definitely not in the macrobiotics diet. They're Greek words, macro meaning large, bio meaning life. I think the biggest person in that world of macrobiotics was a Japanese philosopher named George Oshawa, and he created the macrobiotic diet. So like you've got this guy that created it, and then you have this couple who's really into following it. They go around, they like have lectures on it. They start like a whole like community about it. They create a magazine about it. Like they're living this life. And basically, it focuses on organic, locally grown seasonal produce. The diet balances grains with beans, nuts, seeds, vegetables, and some fruit and fish. You cannot have potatoes, eggplant, tomatoes, red meat, dairy products. There's a lot of things you can't have it. And they talk a lot about, like, it's all about trying to get this, like, yin-yang going. Like, and they'll be like, my kale is a yin, so I need, like, a bottle of water yang. Like, they're like, it's like, if I do this, it's got to do this. Or this part of my body hurts, that's a very yang-heavy part. I need some yin to go in there. They're like, they're hippy-dippy.
That's fun.
I guess. Seems exhausting.
Whatever people do to, stave off fears of death.
Of course, I support everything. Okay, so this is fun. So they're in Boston, this cute little Japanese couple. They're not able to find any organic food. According to them, they start foraging for dandelion greens in the parks and harvesting seaweed off of rocks on the North Shore outside of Boston.
Oh, boy.
I mean, it's like, Mom, Dad, can we just, like, go to the movies? Like, they're, like, scraping fungi off of the rock.
All the other kids are at Burger King having a great time. Terrible.
But again, we support all of you. So Michio starts selling brown rice, beans, and sea vegetables from their apartment. And then in April of that same year, 1966, he opens a very small 10 by 20 store that's kind of like, I picture it like Cheers. They say like you go down steps. It's like
fun. Yes.
Below street level, tiny little shop.
Very Boston.
Yeah, we'll put a picture on the Insta. And just so everyone knows, I don't even know if we've ever actually said this. Every week when we do a show, we put a little package of like photos and things that support the show that you can find on our Instagram to give you visuals of the things we're talking about. We'll put that on there. So then they open this store, and of course, what is it? It's a bunch of bins. You got a bin of seeds. You get a scoop of seed. I need like a handful of nuts. You put them in probably a canvas bag. It costs like $1.
I used to love a bulk bin for environmental reasons, and then I just somehow got it in my mind. Somebody was like, "Oh yeah, those are full of bugs." So now I imagine just like scooping out rice and it's just full of crickets.
There's definitely bugs in there.
Right.
I can't imagine
It
there's not.
feels like bugs. The last time Al made lentil soup with bulk bin lentils, it was full of rocks. So you think you're paying for lentils, you're paying for bugs and rocks.
This is why when on our group text, when Al's like, soup's ready at 7, I never reply or come.
Because you were at Taco Bell getting a crunch wrap.
Getting something. My friend Liz and I used to have a joke. We live like 2 miles away. It's not there anymore. It's a different store, but it was called Nature Mart. And they sold, but it was by your
The
old
bulk
place.
bin, yeah.
They used to sell everything in bin. And for some reason, we made that our reference point for everything in the city. So we'd be like, oh, I have to go to the Grove. And you're like, oh, is that 14 miles from the store that sells like walnuts in bins where you have to bring your own container to put them in? Like it was always like that was home base.
I went to Nature Mart quite a bit, and we would even make our own peanut butter. So you bring in like an old rusty old jar and some bulk bin peanuts, and then they would use the peanut machine and
I've
crank
seen
it out.
those. They're kind of like the ground coffee machine. Like
Yes.
you pour a bunch in and like that paste comes out.
$200 worth of peanut butter.
It's like a jar of natural peanut butter at Trader Joe's is like $1.29.
And I'm working it. I'm working the machine.
I work here now. I'm the captain now. I don't understand anything about anything. Okay, so they call the store Erewhon, which is an anagram for the word.
An anagram. That means rearrange the letters.
Good.
How near
No.
here now?
No.
Okay.
Where? No.
Where on?
Where?
On
Nowhere.
nowhere. No, I'm almost got it.
Nowhere.
Nowhere. Wow, that is the fun fact of the app.
That is... there's one fun fact at the very end.
No, I think that's the fun fact.
This is second best fun
okay,
fact.
I look forward to hearing it. I think people, when you're at your party, you're eating your spirulina popcorn, you say, did you know that Erewhon is an anagram for nowhere? Which is where you will live after you shop at Erewhon. You will
Right.
have no home because you are broke.
I don't know what the funny term about it being expensive is going to be. Like at Whole Foods used to be a whole paycheck.
Hilarious
I
and
don't
true.
know. Nowhere's my money to be seen. Well, that's not even called nowhere. Erewhon goes my money. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Throw suggestions on Insta. So anyway, it's an anagram for nowhere, and it comes from an 1872 satirical novel called...
That's where I get all my best ideas.
called Erewhon. It's a book by Samuel Butler, and it's one of Oshawa's favorite books, the guy who
course.
is the leader of all of this.
What a cool guy. Imagine dating a guy like that and he was like, oh, I have the funniest book. You have to read it. It's an 1872 satirical series of stories called Erewhon. It's like, oh my God.
And I'm just sitting across the room eating a raw potato, and he's like, what are you doing? Crunch, crunch. He's like, you need some yang. In the novel, Erewhon is a world in which individuals are responsible for their own health.
Okay.
They are prosecuted for the crime of getting sick. Doctors are illegal, and if you get sick, you hide it at all costs.
Okay.
It's like, calm down.
HBO miniseries. Okay.
Matt Damon, he's decided to step down into television because it's not a big commitment. It's only 4 episodes.
Wants to be with his family. This new show, Erewhon, based on
Erewhon.
the book from 1870.
Oh, no. And like the credits of the show, it's like smoky and they're like the words nowhere. And then they kind of like shift around and then they become Erewhon. And then they
Perfect.
kind of slowly spread out like
Perfect.
you and your legs in high school. I just felt like being dirty for a minute. That was good. Okay. Now we're spending too much time. Al's stressing me out. Okay. So they open the store. It's the first store of its kind in America. And it will end up kind of being the role model for all of those health food stores that we knew growing up. And I just want to do just a little aside on macrobiotics right now.
You did a week on the macrobiotic diet.
I have never been healthier. All my diseases have gone away. But that is basically what they claim. So this woman in New York a long time ago was like, I'm going to follow this so strictly. She basically ended up getting scurvy and died.
Oh my God.
And so then like the police like do all of this investigation. They actually raid Erewhon. And because I guess at the time you couldn't sell food and literature that supported that food to say...
No, I know what you mean. It's like when things give that disclaimer, like this is not medical advice.
Right, exactly.
Yes.
Right.
Consult your doctor. I see.
Is this the plot of the novel?
Oh, actually, yes, this is like Erewhon. Very good, Al. He's listening. This show can be long now. So they raid Erewhon, and they're literally selling this guy's book in the back room. So they like come in, like someone in the back room is like, we got to hide these books. Apparently they put them in a garbage can and put like a lid on it and sat on the garbage can so they wouldn't see him. They never found him. They continued to like operate as a store.
I mean, that's not great PR if like somebody dies.
It's not.
Especially for like scurvy. It's like, eat an orange.
Scurvy? Who gets scurvy?
Pirates and people who don't eat fruit.
I know who gets scurvy, but I mean, in this day and age, who gets scurvy?
It's not ideal. It's not ideal for your brand.
They would also make claims that macrobiotics could basically cure any illness. The big one was cancer. So they're like, this completely cured my cancer. It ended up moving in the 80s. They were claiming that it could cure AIDS. So I'm going to call this part of it a big hazinga for this brand.
Definitely.
Like if you were at Erewhon now, like taking a selfie with your blue smoothie, and you're like, "Did you know we used to say that our things cure AIDS?" Like you'd be like, "That's
the Hailey Bieber smoothie will make you HIV negative."
Yeah. So
this feels like a kind of wannabe cult status. Like if people were willing to congregate, if the leaders were slightly more charismatic, I think they could have made it a successful cult. Because this was kind of like peak cult time.
I actually agree with that. All right, let's plow through this early history. 1968, they established their first supplier of organically grown grains with a farmer in Montana. By 1973, they have contracts with 57 farms in 35 states. So they are like working very hard to get organically certified foods into their business. But as their business started to grow, they needed more money. So like I read some interviews with people that worked there at the time, and they were saying, listen, I started this thing. I'm working with people that are kind of weird and alternative, but they had a mission that I agreed with. And then as they needed more money, they started taking out loans that they couldn't afford to pay back. And it was like the bank was making more decisions. They had to bring different foods in. They're talking about like the day they brought potatoes in, I was like, what the hell is going on here? Like the employees they're like, is this even a mission anymore? Like they formed a union. It was like, it was a lot of stuff going on. And what most people have probably just seen is like a hippy dippy store.
Were there potatoes there in Pasadena?
Yeah, this is the new one does not carry. They are so far removed from that. It's
that would have
ridiculous.
been fun if they still had a no potato policy. I don't even know if rich people eat potatoes.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever seen a rich person eat a potato.
I mean, I've watched a lot of episodes of The Kardashians. I've never seen a potato.
I've never seen them eat a potato. All right, so 1969, the August of 1969, their son slips on a roll of Scotch tape. It doesn't seem like it would be something that we would still be talking about 50 years later, but he slipped on a roll of Scotch tape and badly hurt his knee.
Aww.
Now, of course, they are very adverse to Western medicine.
Okay, rub some beans on it.
Rub some beans on it. Stick your foot in the rice like you're trying to dry out your iPhone. Aveline takes their son to Los Angeles where he could undergo Japanese bone massage therapy.
Oh, okay. You signed up for that once, didn't you? Wait, did you sign up for it or were you administering it? I forget.
The bone therapy?
Yeah, the bone massage therapy.
I've definitely administered bone massage
You're
therapy
certified, right? I think you had to put in, I remember there was a time you said you were getting certified. You had to do like 80,000 hours, I think, to get certified of bone massage therapy.
I have to wear one of those old-timey like hats that have the reflective circle on the top.
I still don't understand how those work.
They just reflected light. You don't understand
know.
that?
No.
Maybe this episode's too big for you.
Might be. I'll be alone with my popcorn.
Clean all that up, Al. We've gone on. We can't do this. Okay, so while she's in Los Angeles, she, instead of just waiting around for the bone massage therapy to work, she opens another Erewhon on the West Coast.
When I'm trying to kill time, I open a grocery store also.
I know. Everyone in all of our shows does too much.
It's crazy. Just relax.
All right, we're about to go on a really fast, crazy ride. 1978. Annual sales for Erewhon are at $10 million. They need more staff. They're taking out loans. Like I said, they couldn't pay them back. I also mentioned the employees unionized. By 1981, only 3 years later, they're going bankrupt because of all the mismanagement.
Wow.
Everything is upside down. They have to liquidate the East Coast stores.
This is when I would just throw in the towel.
Well,
this is why we'll never be anything. Is because if I was like bankrupt, in debt, liquidation, I'd be like, we had a good run.
You know what they did?
What did they do?
They threw in the towel.
Great. I'm glad I have one thing in common with them.
They ended up selling the West Coast store to one of their employees named Tom DeSilva.
Okay.
And that was in 1979. So Tom basically owns the Erewhon in LA on Beverly Boulevard for the next 30 years.
Okay.
Now, the interesting fact about this Erewhon, there's a couple. The simple one is you couldn't buy red meat because he considered it poison. You couldn't buy alcohol because he considered it poison. But you could buy American Spirit cigarettes because he considered them organic. So, I mean, it was a different
We
time.
all make our little agreements in our mind, don't we?
I do remember I used to be a smoker. Like if I wanted to be a little healthier, I would get American Spirits. Okay, so this is the only part I'm really going to focus on for the Beverly Boulevard Erewhon. And it's an employee there. His name is Truth Calkins. So before he started working in Erewhon, according to him, he was very sick. He had Epstein-Barr, chronic fatigue syndrome, a reliance on antibiotics that left him very frail and very vulnerable. He quit his job in graphic design. He holed up in his basement, and for 3 years read every book he could find on alternative medicine and made himself better, and eventually got a job at the Erewhon Tonic Bar.
I do believe food is medicine.
I think it can be. I don't think it has its limits.
Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper agrees.
This is you in your interview at Erewhon.
Yeah.
So what do you feel about the relationship between food and health? Well, you got Dr.
Are you familiar with the work of Dr. Pepper? He's a leader in the industry, and he has a lot of really engrossing texts on the subject.
I'm actually on the Dr. Pepper diet. Oh, no, that's Diet Dr. Pepper.
Caramel color. Really good for the liver.
I like Dr. Pepper.
Same.
I like it when you find like generic Dr. Pepper. Like Dr. Brown soda.
Well, Mr. Pibb. I mean, Mr. Pibb is like the most obvious copycat. I love that. They were like, we need like a moniker and then a name.
Well, every major brand is going to have their competitor. I think Mr. Pibb was Coke, wasn't it?
Yeah, but to go with Mr. It'd be like if Pepsi was like Cokey. It's like so similar.
Yes, Mr. Pibb was created and marketed by the Coca-Cola Company.
Wow.
Okay, so I want to tell you a little bit about Truth while he's working at Erewhon. He kind of becomes like this guru that everyone in town, like celebrities and people are like, I got to go see Truth at Erewhon. He has an incredible knowledge of Chinese herbal medicine, raw food, supplements, and macrobiotics, and basically feels like he turned their tonic bar into a healing center. And he considered himself a speed healer. So let me walk you through his process. A customer would come in and he would channel a divine portal for higher energy to come down. He would become very calm and stand as close to the customer as possible, which would be my biggest nightmare. And stare deep into their being.
Oh, my God.
And ask in a quiet voice about the problem. I would focus on them so deeply, Truth said, that it was like confession at church. You could confess your acne, your low libido, your common cold.
I have a limp.
My is soft. And he's just staring at you.
At eye contact. I feel like I could do this channel, connecting to the channel. I think I could do it if I had a little practice.
Yeah. I mean, we can all pretend, sure. He would basically come up with like a concoction for them. He would pick a song and play it for you. He would spritz you with a flower essence. I mean, it was a whole like...
Oh, this is so fun to think about. Wait, this is like early 80s?
This is, yeah.
Like Suzanne Summers like strolling in on Beverly and this guy. Like, I just like making her a little tonic, like a little witch. This is so fun.
She's like, I just had an audition. I really want the part, but I like don't want to like stress out about it. He's like, I got you, girl. Like spritzes her face with some flower juice.
And that's how she got Three's Company.
That's how she got Thigh Master. So yeah, he was just like a cool guy. He would charge like between $25, $80, or $400 for his drinks and various creations, which I don't understand. Like he just had carte blanche to like charge whatever he wanted.
20 to 400.
400 back then. It's like he would just size people up as they come in.
Yeah,
like they're an 80
for sure. Suzanne's paying top dollar.
So yeah, that was truth. I would love to have met him. I didn't look up to see if he's still living. I'm sure with how healthy he is, he must be.
He sounds like he was hot. You have to be hot to get away with that level of tomfoolery.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. Back then, though, things were a little bit different. All right, so let's get to 2011. This is like the year. This is when it's going to happen.
Wow, I didn't know that was that long ago.
We're at 2011. Erewhon is down to one store in Los Angeles. It's now owned by Tom DeSilva's widow because he has passed away. I want to introduce you to the people that now own Erewhon. Their names are Tony and Josephine Antucci.
Stanley?
No, Antucci.
Oh, Antucci is the name.
Yes.
I thought it was like
Antucci,
Tucci, comma, Stanley.
There's your movie.
Stanley Tucci is a third silent partner in the Erewhon franchise.
He likes to just be referred to as Antucci. Okay, so it's 2011. We've jumped 30 years in time. Let's just say while Tom was running Erewhon, it was growing. It was fine. It had become a Los Angeles staple. Mm-hmm. He passes away. His wife is running the store. Then we've got this couple in town, Tony and Josephine Antucci, who are interested in buying it. So this couple, they're a wealthy couple. They live in Los Angeles. They had started a company selling like private label high-end mineral water to restaurants. And they just happened to do it at just the perfect time because Perrier had some sort of issue where they had to recall all of their water. So then these guys like swoop in.
Oh my God.
They take over the mineral water business.
I love imagining you and me are like fancy water distributors.
Oh my God,
we'll just like around LA.
Every time I get in my car, all these bottles are clanking on me because I've got them like strapped to my like tool belt. I try to come up with a cool way to like pass them out quicker. Half of them are empty because I drink them because I get so thirsty. Yeah. So they're selling this water, and one day when she's in a restaurant selling water, he's like, "Hey, could you by any chance sell me cheese?" And she's like, yeah, of course. So she just says yes. They figure out how to sell her cheese. Long story short, they basically become a giant food distribution company for restaurants.
Wow. I love trading water for cheese.
There's your novel, Trading Water for Cheese. I would always trade water for cheese.
That's a pretty good deal, trading water for cheese.
Yeah, because you can always get more water.
But cheese?
You can always get more cheese too.
I don't know. It's harder to come by.
It
doesn't come out the faucet yet.
That's the word. So they're super successful in this business. And then Cisco, I'm sure you've heard of them.
Yeah.
We've all heard of Cisco. We just know that they have something to do with food. We see their trucks about. At least I feel like in Ohio, I would always see a Cisco truck.
Oh, yeah. They're down the freeway.
Headed to some hospital, drop off giant cans of disgusting food. But disgusting they may be, they are a $60 billion a year company at the time. They purchase the Antucci's company for an undisclosed amount of money.
Wow.
But he said that it was enough for him to never have to work, his children to never have to work. And he's like, you know what? I've worked hard for 16 years. I'm ready to retire. It's like 16 years. It's like, I feel like I've already been working for like 40 years. So he did pretty well.
He had a good run.
He sells this, and then like within a year, he's like, I'm bored. I need something to do.
You can only sunbathe in Capri for so long.
Exactly. He has a friend. He's talking about this. I think he wants to stay in food. He considered bringing New York's Dina DeLuca to the West Coast. We all love a Dina DeLuca.
Sure.
Even if you haven't been there, you just know what it is.
Pasta salad, salami sandwiches, you get it.
Fancy finery. But it proved to be too expensive to do that. He had a friend that was like, you know what? I think you should get into the natural food business. I feel this is like 2009. He's like, I think this is really going to like explode. Then he says he gets a call from someone that he's not as close with, but he's talking about like wanting to do something new. And that guy's like, you know what you should do? He's like, you should do like a Whole Foods, like, but on a bus. Like be like a mobile Whole Foods
bus
that delivers food to like the underserved communities.
Oh, okay. A bus.
Right.
Yeah.
I was trying to save you so you didn't get too. And the funny thing is he was like, you know, I've always loved buses. So he gets himself a bus. He's like driving around in this bus.
Okay.
And he's like, I like this. He's like, but for me to do this, I feel like I would need to have like a warehouse or like constant supply of food, basically like a grocery store.
I've been in the bus for an hour and I'm already out of food.
Yeah, I need like a grocery store to like supply this thing. And someone's like, a grocery store, you say? I know of a grocery store that you might be able to buy.
Mm-hmm.
So he takes him to Erewhon, where they meet Tom's widow. And long story short, they decide there and then that they are going to buy and become the new owners of Erewhon.
I wonder if they got a good deal.
Well, they talk about like when they went in to look at it, they're looking around and they're like, the hot bar food looks like jail food. The entire restaurant smells.
Oh, because it was like it was like mung beans and things like that.
Yeah, it was like maybe not even jackfruit.
No,
yet.
like
It was
just like lentils and beans.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like-
a little slop.
like Alistair soup. It was like a bunch of like containers of Alistair soup. And he's like, you know what? This sucks, but
Rocks, crickets.
there's a pile of rocks. Crickets are at the cash registers. Selling carob by the pound.
Not quite so glamorous.
Not quite so glamorous. But, he's like, I'm up for a new challenge. I'm going to turn this place around. They closed the deal on April 1st, 2011. All right, so now we're in the home stretch. Alistair, you should be happy. I think we can get through this. And they're coming at this from a very different place than the original people that created Erewhon. Obviously, they're not macrobiotic. They are business people. They're rich.
Sure, we need that at this point.
They've already seen what it's like to take a business and make money from it. And I have a feeling once you do that, that's just who you are. Like, I'm going to take this. It's like those sharks on Shark Tank.
Yes.
I'm going to take this, like, smelly jail food place and turn it into something cool. They split their responsibilities. Tony's in charge of operations. Josephine oversees all of the products. And like, first thing Tony wants to do, change the name. He's like, I don't know what is Erewhon. He's like, it's stupid. It's like Elon Musk buying Twitter. Everyone's like, no, like this has been here for 30 years. So he finally relented. He saw that there was enough brand loyalty with the name that he would keep it.
Wow, near Hazinga avoided.
Almost a Hazinga, almost an initial Hazinga. But he had a very different vision of what he thought like a natural food market should be. He wanted something that no one had really seen before. He wanted it to be an upscale supermarket. His insight was this, and I get a little confused by it, so I'm just going to read it. People may want natural food, but nature itself is the inconsistent chaos from which they and their food have been delivered. They do not want nature, but its opposite. Civilization, control, and experience designed down to the inch.
This kind of reminds me because I got cauliflower from the farmer's market and it was like 80% bugs. So like you want, you think you want the nature, the organic cauliflower, and it's like these leggy little blossoms and it's filled with little green aphids.
Right, exactly.
So it's like, oh, I actually don't want that.
You want cleaned up nature.
I want cleaned up nature.
Yeah, he goes on to say, like, they want custom millwork and imported glazed tiles.
Yes, now we're talking.
And
yes.
this, one of the first things I noticed when I went on Friday is literally this sentence. They want color breaks in the vegetables. They do not want lettuce, then spinach. They want lettuce, then radish, then spinach.
Ooh.
Because then the radish becomes a pop of color in the sea of green.
Love a designer.
Okay, so now I'm going to talk to you a little bit about Erewhon's Chief Development Officer, Yuval Chiprut, and I apologize if I'm saying that wrong, who also has very specific thoughts on what like the experience should be inside. He thinks it should be like a 4-star hotel or like a luxury clothing store. The focus is on natural raw materials, and that is a nod to the raw and natural selection of products that you're getting. The exposed kitchens will evoke honesty and that there is nothing to hide.
Right.
And for him, and I've read 2 different things with him that contradict each other, but I'm just going to go with this one because this was my experience at the Silver Lake location. The goal was to mimic the vibe of living in New York City. And when you're in New York, you're around people all day. You're constantly being touched by people. You're smelling people. You're hearing people. And in LA, we have so much space and we spend so much time in our car. We're always in our own bubble. And he was saying you could go weeks without touching anybody if you chose to. He didn't think that was good. So the stores are intentionally designed to be more cramped and close together than most experiences in LA.
Oh my God.
It's an experience of connective energy with warm light, relentless symmetry, narrow aisles, tall shelves where you can't reach everything, so you have to ask for help.
Oh my God. He wants people to flirt.
He wants us to hook up. There's beds
Brushing
in the back.
against somebody. Excuse me, I can't reach that bag of beans. Do you mind helping me, kind stranger?
I pretend I'm on my phone. So anyway, mom's medicine, like, I don't know. Like, she's acting crazy. We need to get her Tylenol. He talks about having purposely pinned in spaces that require you to, like, turn around and, like, have to ask people to get out of your way. And
This is so funny.
I know, it's so crazy.
It's like how you would design, like, a hamster cage.
When you just want to pretend you're God.
It's so weird.
Oh, and he also wanted every location to be carefully planned to match its specific neighborhood. He was like, Silver Lake would be a little more rock and roll. Like family neighborhoods would be a little more family friendly. Like it was all like, I was surprised at how much it was all thought out. And then the store I went to today in Pasadena is designed so that a straight line from an olive tree outside leads through the store across the seams of tile placed to defer to the line through the center of a sprinkler through a 20-foot-long box emanating a color meant to mimic natural light that will change with the seasons to the far wall. And thereupon, the center of the W in the word Erewhon. The purpose behind all of this is that when you walk in, you are the center of the story of this store.
Oh, my
It's like, people are just like,
God.
I just want a
Give me a
smoothie.
break.
Like, do you think anyone has ever been like,
Not at a James Turrell exhibit. I'm here to buy a radish. Give me a break.
oh, did you say radish?
Those are between the spinach and the
That's between the
lettuce.
spinach and lettuce. Those are $24 today. They're on sale. I would grab them. Stock up while you can.
Oh, boy.
I know. It's a lot.
Quite pretentious. But you know what? I do also appreciate the effort to bring art into everyday life.
I did too.
I don't know if you're necessarily seeking out a space where you're going to be brushing up against a lot of strangers.
Definitely not. Like my boobs are sweating right now. Look how much sweat
Just
is on
thinking
me.
about it, yeah.
I don't want to have to get my juice on anybody.
That's fair.
His wife, Josephine, she manages the entire food program at Erewhon. She creates and oversees all the hot bar food. She reportedly samples every single product that is like desperately trying to get on their shelves. She knows how important it is to be on their shelves and how successful it can make a brand. The way she likes to put it is like, she does all this and they care so much about the ingredients, everything that's coming in. You don't have to read any labels when you're at Erewhon. It is,
Wow.
everything's been vetted for you.
That's a fun job.
I mean, yeah.
Food,
Especially if you're
food
rich.
Auditioner, taste tester.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
That'd be great.
So that's what she's doing. And, you know, I mean, people love their food, so she must be doing something right. Okay, so now we get to the fun part. The influencers. Okay, it's 2020. We all remember, right? 2020,
Yeah,
rough
okay,
year.
Yeah.
So you've got COVID. And COVID actually is kind of an essential thing in here because everything shut down. Everyone was shelter in place, but grocery stores were considered an essential place. So Erewhon all of a sudden became this very nice place, one of the few places that are even open. And it's a nice place that you can go and hang out, and there's outdoor space, and you can, you know, it's your weekly adventure,
Yeah,
if you will.
I totally get that.
So you've got this TikToker named Tinx. Tinx.
Oh, dear.
Tinx. So you've got Tinx. She's got now 1.5 million followers.
Oh, my
Everyone
goodness.
is enamored with her funny takes on pop culture and dating advice, as that's what influencers are, leading a pretend life. And in 2019, she finds Erewhon, and that becomes her happy place, especially during the pandemic. She would say going to Erewhon once a week was the biggest treat because it was the only human interaction I was getting during the pandemic. She has a very emotional bond with the store. She starts making TikToks about it. They become very popular. She has a lot of following. It helps with business. And in February 2021, Erewhon asked Tinx if there was anything they could do for her to thank her for all of the TikTok content she's made about them, which they had noticed had been driving sales.
Oh, my gosh.
And she said, I know this is going to sound weird, but I would love to have a secret menu item named after me. And that became the first celebrity smoothie that they offered to people, the Tinx smoothie.
Wow.
I found and we'll put it on our Instagram story, I found the original posting when she announced that it was coming. And you know, this is before they had really found all their branding. At the time, their cups were just clear. They didn't say Erewhon on them. But on February 28, 2021, she posted about it. And 4 of the reviews that I pulled from it were, one was, if manifestation was a human, it would be Tinx. One of them was like, getting one ASAP. One of them just said, praise hands, praise hands, praise hands, fire, 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 trophy, trophy, trophy. These people are excited.
They're excited, yeah.
One person wrote, but Tinks, what is this poo-colored smoothie? Because this was before the smoothies were pretty. It was just a natural smoothie.
Yeah, so it's brown. If it has spinach in it, it's a smoothie is brown.
It's brown. Yeah. It's going down brown and it's coming back brown.
What would be in the John secret menu smoothie at Erewhon? A big Cheez-It from Taco Bell?
No, don't be stupid. It would be like vanilla ice cream and Diet Coke. Two things I don't think they serve there. All right, so then we have influencer 2 coming along, Mariana Hewitt. And she was like, I love their smoothies, but they weren't always the most beautiful things. And I thought, why don't we make it not only delicious and healthy, but something really shareable and beautiful? Okay. She worked with Jason Widener, who ran their tonic bar program, and they created the Mariana's Coconut Cloud Smoothie. It's $17. It's a gorgeous blue. If you haven't seen it, it's like all swirly. It is. Their smoothies are very pretty. I mean, they're literally, it's like Starbucks. They're designed to be photographed and to catch your eye when you're scrolling through social media. And that's when the first one of those shows up in March of 2022. She also announced it. People go crazy on her side. Oh my God, with 4 Gs. That's like how excited they were about it.
That's very exciting.
This is the most beautiful smoothie I've ever seen. People are dying for it. And then the big one. Hailey Bieber is at Erewhon. And she's at the tonic bar, and she's drinking a smoothie, and she's like, guys, why don't we do something together?
Wow.
Why are we not doing something together?
Oh, my God, to have that pull.
I'm sucking off Justin Bieber. People love me. I love smoothies. Let's do it.
I don't know. I know what she looks like, but I've never seen, does she do anything? Hailey Bieber?
She makes a lot of money.
Is she an actress or a singer or anything?
I honestly don't. I don't know that she does. I don't know what she does.
She's a smoothie inventor.
She's a smoothie inventor.
I could be wrong. I don't know. I'm not up to date.
So they create the strawberry glazed skin smoothie, which became the biggest seller ever and still sells over 12,000 a week.
Oh my God.
That's bringing in over $864,000 a month just in smoothies.
Wow.
Now everyone wants a collab. The Antochis have a son, Alec. He has become kind of like the brand guy. He's helping them put like collabs together. He likened like getting a collab with them to have a smoothie as like the new like check mark by your name to show that like you're
officially cool.
A mega influencer. The influencers do get a $1 royalty per smoothie, which Erewhon encourages you to give to charity. They will give $2 for every $1 that you give. So some of the money does end up going to someplace. And then another thing that I read that I thought was nice was the company also donates any unsold prepared foods at the end of the day to the Midnight Mission on Skid Row.
Wow, that's great.
So I thought that was really good too.
This is a far cry from that potato hating couple.
Right.
Collabing with Instagram influencers for a pink smoothie.
Oh my gosh. Smoothie. I'm just picturing like, if like just being at the Midnight Mission at like 10 o'clock at night and all these like...
A truck of pink smoothies rolls up.
Oh my God. So now they've just become a brand that's like doing collabs with like, Alec was saying like, think of the top 5 biggest brands, and I guarantee you they all want to do a collab with us. Like everyone is like hammering to do collabs with them. They did a collab with Cactus Plant Flea Market, which you probably don't know, but that's the same company that did the McDonald's collab that I drove to like Sun Valley to get the toy for. It's like ridiculous.
Yeah. Where are those Happy Meal toys, John?
In a drawer. They're not in storage yet. They're just in a drawer.
Is it like a Grimace or something?
There was a Grimace. Okay. There was like 5 of them.
5?
Yeah, there was like 5 different ones.
Yeah. You got all 5?
I only got 4, but my friend Sandy in Ohio got me the 5th one. I'll get it from her.
You got 4 Happy Meals?
Yeah. Look how happy it made you. It did its job. They did do another, with that same company, they also created a smoothie. They did a $22 rainbow swirled smoothie, which was really beautiful. But then people were really bent out of shape about them because they're like, we'll give some proceeds to like this cause. And everyone's like, how much proceeds?
Yeah, a penny.
Someone wrote, if you actually eat or shop here, you're a gigantic loser. And then someone else wrote, $22, they can suck my
It's a little harsh, but yeah, I can understand the sentiment.
There's between $19 and $22 people really got upset.
Apparently, yeah.
And then they're slated to open 2 more stores. They're opening one in Glendale, which the listeners don't know, but that's like
nearby,
4 miles from us. So we will have one there, which will be very exciting. I think one in Burbank. And then I wanted to share with you what I said at the beginning, the final thoughts from the owner, Tony. So it just says, Tony shrugs off criticisms that the company caters only to the affluent. It doesn't bother me because it's true. He says, we are catering to the affluent, but only because the raw ingredients cost so much more. And unfortunately, it puts certain demographics out of reach. But we shouldn't be shamed for that. Why should someone not be able to eat organically because it's not for the masses? But Erewhon turns away no one, and if you have $7 for a pizza slice, or even $18 to splurge on a smoothie, the lifestyle is anyone's for the taking, if only for a little while. I mean, it's so condescending.
It's like you can pretend, you can cosplay as an affluent person with your $7 and change.
And by the way, I got a slice of pizza with Caitlin and it was $10. So I think that was already outdated and they've already jacked it up $3. So they can, like the other guy said, suck my
Great.
The fun fact I wanted to share with you, and then I'm done with the show.
This is John's number one fun Erewhon fact. So if you were not impressed by that Erewhon is an anagram for nowhere, pull over, buckle up.
Buckle up, sit back, and here it goes. Okay, do you remember how I told you the Coochie's youngest son stepped on a roll of Scotch tape and hurt his knee and had to come to LA and get bone massage therapy?
Yes.
What would you say if I told you that that very son was the co-founder of Peloton?
No.
He was. Which I actually do think is very
shocking.
cool because that is also kind of like a culty, like weird group of people that are like, this is the only way to get to fitness.
It's another fitness trend, borderline cult. And had he not gotten the bone massage, he probably would not have been able to ride on that bike.
So any male listeners, any of you male freaks out there who are like, I want to take my life to the next level. If you are in need of a bone massage, let me know on Instagram. I live alone and I'm happy to help.
Your services are available.
Good Lord.
Oh my gosh.
Is that it? That's it. That's the show.
Thank you so much, Sean, for that. I'm loving the popcorn. I love the biscotti. That brings us to our final question. John, is Erewhon on brand for you?
Thank you for asking. It's complicated.
Okay.
This might take me about 20 minutes to answer.
Sorry, Al.
It's definitely off-brand because I don't want to spend the money on most of the products. I had a sushi sandwich today, though, that was pretty good.
Okay.
But it was $21. But I could see myself on a Friday after work, like, you know what? I just got paid. I am going to treat myself to that sushi sandwich. And I do like things that are just a little bit of out of reach, but I can still get them.
You fell right into his trap.
Yeah, I like saving up for a smoothie. If I put $3 away every week for 6 weeks, I could be like Justin Bieber's wife.
That's right.
And for that reason and that reason alone, Erewhon is on brand for me.
Wow.
What about you, Marissa? Would you say Erewhon is on brand or off brand for you?
Well, I balk at the prices as I think any human being should. Any human being in this economy should. But as somebody who is in the health world where, as I said, this is kind of like what the algorithm has branded me as, somebody who's concerned about supplements and, wellness. I don't know if I'll ever have the cash flow to make this a regular occurrence, but if you want to throw a party and throw some Erewhon on the spread, I will definitely be stuffing some in my purse on the way out. Terry, if I ever get invited to your house, I'll bring a Ziploc bag for biscottis.
That is so
everything
neat.
is so delicious.
So what's the answer then?
So it is on brand for me. It is on brand for me because I aspire to be in the income bracket where I could be eating Harry's berries.
Maybe for both of us, it's on brand, but out of reach.
That's exactly right.
We would do it if we could afford it. Yeah, I think that's fair.
That's
all right.
fair.
There you go. I think that's episode 60. In the hole. In the can.
In the hole. Cool ending.
No, I think that sounds about right for both of us. I think we would both enjoy it. We just
Yeah,
can't
the
afford it.
strawberries were just out of this world. So
I am
good.
really pounding through these strawberries, though. They're so easy to eat.
They go down real easy.
Well, there you go. That's our show. I do want to, I have to take care of business really quick. With the Ray-Ban Insta Egg. I knew that it was kind of easy, but I also did think it was a little hard, and it wasn't. Like, everyone got it. Like, 100 people got it. Like, so many people no one got it wrong.
It was like all pictures of people wearing Ray-Bans.
I know, but before it had like Tom Cruise and like I made it just for musicians. So I thought, and I covered Lady Gaga's up with the words. So I was like, maybe they'd just be like, wait, what are these musicians?
They're pros now. They've been solving these Insta eggs for
Let's
weeks.
just say the brand freaks are smart. So for Eric Make a Mess, I apologize. I can't give everyone a shout out this time. So what I decided to do is I'm going to give a shout out to all the people that had not gotten a shout out before. So that cuts the list down to about 20. So I want to give out, and a couple of them are very sweet. I want to give a shout out to Lucia Ferrando, I think you say it. She wrote us from Uruguay.
Aww.
And it was her first time writing us. She
great.
said, I've never written you before, but I just wanted you guys to know I've been listening since the beginning. I love your show. And it's clearly Ray-Ban. So I was like, I love that I couldn't even trick someone in Uruguay with what it was. I wanted to give out a shout out to Ashley Fall's husband, who got it right, to Jeff Bieber. What?
Haley.
Haley's
Is Haley in the building?
Brother. To Jen Shinickety Life, to Dave Caslin, to Lauren, to Gail Kayabu, to MLRB2222, to Mike Howell, to Brittany, Stewart, Fote. I'm giving her a shout out because she got it right. She's gotten it right before, but her last name is spelled F-O-G-T, and I've been saying it fogged. And she fogged. And she wrote me and was like, it's actually Fote. She's like, but if it makes you feel better, she said it wrong to her husband for like a long time too before he like corrected her.
What a nice husband.
A shout out to Julie Grassi, who got it right. She is the one that inspired our HEB episode.
Oh, yeah.
It's her first time guessing the Insta
Hi,
Egg.
Julie.
Kevin, Jerry Gonzalez, Betsy Westendorf, Seth Young, Adam, Stephanie Gutierrez Potter, Lexi, and then the last one, Amanda Edwards. Now, I'm interested in Amanda Edwards. She wrote us to tell us she is a co-worker. Do you remember Ruby and Corey Hatton? They're the couple whose marriage we have helped
saved,
with
yes.
the pod. They listen together. They love us. Now there's a third in the mix. Amanda is a good friend of theirs. She loves Ruby and Corey. I don't know if it's like a three-way situation. I don't know if they're just best friends, but this little pod of freaks is growing.
I'm glad we're saving them, whatever they are. They're throuple.
Yeah, this little throuple. So welcome aboard, Amanda. We're happy to have you. Congratulations all for guessing the Insta Egg. Thank you for indulging me in my little game. And I'm curious. I think Erewhon will be hard, but we'll know by the next time we do this.
This is exciting to see if people get it because it's a local brand.
Yeah.
And at the end of the show, I also want to give a shout out to Michael X. Bray, who gave us a lovely review on Apple Podcasts. If you haven't left us a review on Apple Podcasts, please do that. It really helps the show, helps us get out there. And you can follow the show on Instagram at OnBrandThePod or TikTok at OnBrandThePodcast. You can see videos from the show, the bonus images and stuff from things that we've talked about, the history of these brands, and chat with us there. We love to hear from you guys. And we will be back next week with an all new episode.
And as I like to always say, thanks to Alistair's good friend, the lovely Mark, we may go off topic, which I don't feel like we did that much today, right? It wasn't that bad. There was a lot of notes, so I feel like we were on topic a lot. I'm going off topic right now, and Al, if you could see him, he's so pissed. He's like, we were doing so good. This is just the last line.
He has a spanking paddle.
He has a spanking paddle. He's like, just say, but we'll always be on brand, but I'm just refusing to do it. We may go off topic, but we will always be on brand.
Bye.
Goodbye.